Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson, here with my guest host and special friend, my man Irv from Montclair State University. He's back at it yet again. It looks like, if everything goes well, he will be transitioning into a co-host of mine and really helping big time with the podcast. So let's clap it up for Irv. I appreciate him helping out. We definitely need the help because I can't do it all by myself for the it just takes too much. So
Yeah, don't worry, bro. I got you.
I
Yeah,
appreciate that. So, guys, we got another guy
sure,
that's going
bro.
to help out with the podcast. Much appreciated. Again, guys, this is season 5, episode number 29 here on the Fire Sports Pod. We are powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. And let's get right into the pack show we have for you guys today. First up, our first segment we're going to talk about is going to be Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. And, man, that is going to be one hell of a fight happening tonight on Netflix. The card starts at 8 o'clock. I believe the main event hits at 11. So
Yeah,
we'll
it's
be
pretty late.
tuning into that. And then on top of that, our second segment, we're going to go into staying in the fight game. We're going to go to UFC 309. We have Stipe Miocic versus John Bone Jones. And then we have Michael Chandler versus
Charles
Charles
Oliveira.
Oliveira. And that's the co-main event and top main event. We also have some three other fights that are pretty good in some championship fights. So we'll get to that as well. And then our third segment, we're going to go into some NBA talk about the top teams. I know I did that conference-wise on Wednesday on episode 28. But for episode 29, we're going to go and get Irv's prediction and his insights on his Warriors, who are having an amazing start to the season. So we're going to go over that. And we're also going to go over some Giannis takes that before the podcast even started, we had a bit of a debate and debacle. So we're going to get into that.
Oh my
And
goodness.
last but not least, we're going to still make our NFL and college football picks for tomorrow and Sunday. So stay tuned. We're going to be there in just a little bit. So let's get right into it. Irv, what do you say?
All right. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a 58-year-old versus a 27-year-old happening tonight on Netflix, November 15th. Who you got, Irv?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, Jake Paul needs to step it up. I'm sorry. You challenging a guy in his 60s who was a beast in his prime.
He might even knock him out.
I mean, bro, I'm sorry, but no matter how dominant you are, bro, age still plays a factor.
Father time is for real. We see it. We see it in the NBA, NFL all the time.
Yeah.
It's just he's a freak athlete. He's a freak of nature, Mike Tyson. Do I think that if any normal guy would have stepped in a ring with him, they would be knocked out in 30 seconds at his age right now? Yes. But Jake Paul's not a normal guy. He's 27 in the prime of his career. He is an actual boxer. I'm sorry. I think he's a good boxer. Now, he's got to prove to people that he's a good boxer to fight real-time boxers.
But I don't mean to cut you off, but I think that just happened though. Like, he legit challenged Tommy Fury, who is an actual boxer who comes from a family line of boxers, and he failed. He failed to do that. He then versed a bunch of old MMA fighters. He versed a freaking NBA legend or Nate Robinson. So he's versing all, and then before that he was versing YouTubers. So when the challenge is finally up front, when the challenge is finally there, you verse a guy who's at the prime of his career as well, the same age as you, comes from a family line of boxers, whose older brother happens to be, a really Hall of Famer level type of boxer in Tyson Fury. Then you go up against the brother, you lose, and now here you are going up against Mike Tyson. Instead of bouncing back and versing somebody, a guy that's your age, a guy that has this, you know what I mean? I just don't understand what's Jake Paul's strategy with his move. People are saying that it's rigged. People are saying that,
that's something that I wanted to get to, Irv, as not to also cut you off, but I also wanted to get to that. I think it's staged.
Bro, Jake Paul, you do not know how much money Jake Paul is getting from this, bro. And then on top of that, he's giving, bro, from what I know, at least $20 million. At least. Yeah, and then Mike Tyson is going to sneak away with at least 10 million, bro.
But why is Mike Tyson doing this fight? Because he needs the money.
It's money, bro. We're living in a society where we need money, bro.
It's not because he wants the money. He needs the money
it.
because he even said it on Joe Rogan's podcast or Logan Paul's podcast, somebody's podcast. He said that he actually is doing it for the money. He needs the money. So what does that mean? That means he was stupid in his finance. There was nobody to help him out. He didn't have a financial manager. Even when Customato died and his trainer passed away, he went berserk. He changed into an entire different person. He was a low metal guy, just knocked in there, and then he spent all his money. The guy stole the guy that his trainer after Customato stole all his money.
Yeah, he had a really bad history with managers.
Yeah, and really put him in a bad situation. So now he's older. He was just doing whatever he wanted. So now he's older. Now he's 58 with children and a wife and whatever. Now he's got to provide. And this once built multi-millionaire that was a monster among men now needs money. So at 58, he's going back in the boxing ring. That makes the only real sense on why he's taking this fight. Because if he does lose, I don't think anybody's going to make a big deal about it if Mike Tyson loses.
But what they're gonna say is it was staged. Yeah. Tyson's running away with at least 10 million in his pocket because of this.
There's no way there. It basically, no matter win or lose or draw, Mike Tyson wins every time. Because if
Mike Tyson's gonna win because he's 10 million.
If the only way that Jake Paul is gonna try to prove people that it wasn't fixed, it wasn't whatever, if he knocks Mike Tyson out in the first round. If he knocks Mike Tyson out in the first to second round, I would say give him 3 rounds because Mike Tyson's fast. He can move. He's got some good skills. He knows how to box. He knows how to protect himself. I give him then 3 rounds. If Jake Paul does not knock him out in 3 rounds and he wins the fight, we know it's staged. If Mike Tyson doesn't knock out Jake Paul in 3 rounds, we know it's staged. Because personally, I think Mike Tyson should not just knock him out. I think he did. I think a couple years ago, remember when he fought that the ex heavyweight champion boxer?
I think
I forgot his name. I forgot his freaking name. But he was a Hall of Famer. They came back in the box. Dude, that guy looked like Mike Tyson should have knocked him out in the first round. The only reason why he lasted 8 rounds, Mike Tyson was picking him up, helping him up, is because he was in it for the money. And it was staged. It was supposed to be a draw. It wasn't supposed to have anybody win. That's what I think is going to happen tonight. I hope not. I actually hope it's an actual fight. I hope what Mike Tyson is actually doing in the press conference by slapping him after Jake Paul steps on his foot. That was the reason why he slapped him. He even said it. They saw it that Jake Paul, when he came up to crawl, he stepped on his foot. Mike Tyson, you saw a pause. He gave him a shot to say, "I'm sorry, my bad," or back up. He didn't. So he did that fucking on purpose, and then he got slapped. So I don't know. I think both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are scared of each other. Why Mike Tyson's scared of Jake Paul is because Jake Paul can hurt him really bad. Remember, he's about to be 60. No normal 60-year-olds versus
age plays a massive factor, bro. And it's sad to say because Mike Tyson, again, he's a legend.
Yeah.
But bro, like, I would be in fear of my health as well. I don't know if Mike Tyson, we don't know what happens behind
no, but he did say it on the podcast. I don't know if you saw it, or he did say that he's like, I'm afraid for my well-being. You saw that. I'm afraid of my well-being. Yes. But then he also said that Jake Paul's a natural, like he's a trained killer. Mike Tyson says, well, I'm a born trained I was born a killer.
Yeah.
So that to me is the big difference. He trained to be a killer, Jake Paul. Mike Tyson was born a killer. This man was in jail at 12 years old. He had to be put into another jail that was for worse kids a year later. Then on top of that, he meets Customato. He brings him back down the earth. He calms him down. Once Customato passes away, he turns into this crazy nut. Remember all the drinking stuff, the sexual assault stuff, I believe, all that other couple things that he's gone through. Don't quote me on that. I'm just throwing out a couple things I've heard over the years. I believe the reasons why. And then just to mention, he's older. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't have anybody to really hone him down. And there's no responsibility. So he's just spending money, throwing out money. That's why he needs this fight. I'm hoping that it is an actual fight. I'm going to go with the I don't mind if Jake Paul wins. I really don't. Because I want to see Jake Paul versus Canelo. And then I want Canelo to kick his ass.
I don't, bro. Honestly, Canelo, if for him to do this fight, he at least has to have 50, maybe 60 million in his pocket after this fight.
Without a doubt. And I also think that Canelo is not going to do it because let's say he does lose. What does that do to hit Canelo's reputation?
But the thing is that Canelo, bro, he's not going to lose.
But again,
and Canelo doesn't have that in his mind because he sees that, okay, I'm obviously the
better
boxer.
I'm not saying him. I'm saying the people outside. What would they say if he would lose? Those are the questions that are gonna come up. You know that.
So, but at the same time, bro, like that's not really something to think about because he's not gonna lose. He's not. I'm sorry, but Canelo is not going to lose, bro. He shouldn't lose, but I know he won't.
So it's a fight, and a boxing fight, and basically. When people underestimate other people, that's when the tables turn. So I think if Mike Tyson's not going to underestimate Jake Paul, he said it himself. I think that it's going to be a really good fight. I'm going to have, I'm hoping, I don't care who wins. I just want it to be a good fight. I don't want it to look like it's staged. I don't want it to go all 8 rounds. I want someone to get knocked out. I want something cool, fun to happen because if we're going to do what we did a couple years back when the 2 Hall of Famers went at it and it was staged and then it was a draw or Jake Paul wins by decision when really Mike Tyson kicked his ass. Like it's got to be an actual legitimate fight for me to actually have interest in picking. But in general, I want Mike Tyson to knock him out. I want Mike Tyson. It'll be cool to see it. It'll be cool to see at 58 years old, he still can do it and he's still the best in the world. Even at his age. And then on top of that, I could also say that, not to mention Jake Paul, but if Jake Paul loses to a 58-year-old, we got a problem.
I mean, bro, I don't think Jake Paul's going to allow him to have that embarrassment because he already lost to Tommy Fury. So, I don't know. We'll just see what happens. I mean, it's hard to even pick because I got to see the first 2 rounds at least of the fight. I need to see the first 2 rounds of the fight. If I see that Tyson is trying to piece his way into Jake Paul and he's not giving Jake Paul openings for him to strike, then I'll be like, okay, now I could pick exactly who I want to win. Of course, I want Tyson to win because Jake Paul picking on freaking Mike Tyson out of everyone. Because I thought he would learn his lesson and try to fight a guy, his age and all that stuff. But clearly he hasn't. He's going back to fighting older people or fighting people, you know what I mean, that haven't fought in a very long time. So
yeah, no, I'm completely on your side with this. I think Mike Tyson wins with a knockout. I think that's the only way he wins is by knockout.
Yeah, I think so as well. If I see the first 2 rounds and I see how Tyson's moving, I want Tyson to win either by knockout or by decision because I feel like although, for me Jake Paul's not a boxer, I still have to give him credit with his experience, and I don't think he's gonna allow himself to get knocked out. So that's why I give him the benefit of the doubt. But I do want Mike Tyson to win via decision or knockout.
Same here. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick short break as we transition into our second segment. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back like we never left. It is Zach Jackson and Irv back on the podcast and a special guest of his nice puppy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are now moved from the Tyson Fury fight. Actually, before we go, I don't think we got your pick. Who you got?
For Tyson and Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that I wanted to look at the first 2 rounds to see how the fight's going to play out. if I see that Tyson's kind of pulling punches or he's not striking in spots that he's supposed to, then I'll be like, yeah, this is most likely going to be rigged. Jake Paul's going to win it. But if I see that it's different and that Tyson's actually attacking, he's bobbing, he's weaving, all that stuff, and it's actually a good fight, then I'm gonna have Tyson. I'm gonna take Tyson for either knockout or decision because I'm not gonna discredit Jake Paul. He does have experience and he has been training a lot, so I don't think he's gonna afford himself to get knocked out, as we saw in the in the Fury fight.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Definitely.
So I definitely think that if the fight's actually for real, that that Tyson, I want Tyson to win by either knockout or by decision.
All right, let's hope. Let's go Mike Tyson. All right, now we're gonna go on to UFC 309, where we have the heavyweight big time matchup between John Bone Jones versus Stipe Miocic. John Jones is 27-1. Stipe is 20-4. This is a matchup that we've been wanting for the last year and a half. But Stipe, funny, he has not fought in 3 years. He's not been in the octagon for 3 years. John Jones, he just came back, I believe, like last year. So he's been in the ring for more than Stipe. But Stipe has a lot more experience at the heavyweight division with championship belts. And I think that might do well for Stipe in this fight. But overall, you can't go wrong with the cerebral assassin in John Jones. I'm taking John Jones to wipe the floor with Stipe Miocic. I hope it's going to be a really good fight. I hope it goes to the last round and then they gall it all out. And I think John Jones either wins by decision or he wins in a submission. Those are the two things I think he goes for. I think he wins by a decision if it goes the distance, or he wins by a knockout or KO with a submission. That's how I'm going with John Jones and Stipe Miocic. What do you think?
So like from what I have seen, Stipe's last matchup was in I think it was in preview. No, was it was like the pre-card for the main event, like the main card.
Yeah, he lost. He actually, his last fight that he fought was against Francis Ngannou, and Francis absolutely killed him.
No, I think it was with Daniel Cormier, bro.
No. Daniel Cormier,
It wasn't.
So his
last
fight was against Francis Ngannou, and that's where
the championship.
He lost his heavyweight championship.
Yeah,
where he got killed.
We went insanely viral, bro. Oh my goodness, bro.
Yeah.
He went so viral because that was one of the most like ferocious knockouts in like in UFC history.
Dude, his striking, his punch is like a Ford F-150 crashing in you at like 100 miles an hour.
Yep.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, so his last fight was against Francis. He didn't look well, lost 20 to and dropped to 20-4. John Jones has really just never lost his entire career.
So then for me personally, when it comes to John Jones, I don't think that last fight tested him when he came back to the ring.
No.
That last fight was so bad that people thought it was genuinely staged, because the fact that John Jones made what's this guy's name? I forgot this guy's name. Gain, something like that.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Forgot the name.
Yeah, but he basically won with submission. And if you really watch that fight correctly, bro, that fight, like even Daniel Cormier, I mean, he respectfully probably might be John Jones' #1 hater, but at the same time, the whole world saw that submission was not a tight submission at all. And this dude could have easily gotten out of that submission. But because he didn't, he just tapped like within like 3 seconds. And then you could hear Daniel Cormier talking about what did he tap to, because that headlock was not tight at all.
Yeah,
it was not tight.
No.
So I don't really know. I hope Stipe gives him a correct, like a good matchup. You know what I mean? But you gotta hand it to John Jones. No matter, even during his last performance, you have a boxer. You have bro. Literally, he's MMA. He's literally MMA. You look up MMA right now. What is MMA
Mixed
on YouTube?
arts.
John Jones is gonna appear on the first video that you see when you look up MMA. He could strike. He could submit. He could wrestle. He could do jujitsu. He has the entire package, hands down. And I honestly think I don't want to be a glazer, but he's the best UFC fighter in history. Yep. And then you're putting him up against a 42-year-old man who realistically maybe I could give him wrestling. I could give him wrestling and then maybe a little bit of striking, but came off a horrible loss against Francis
Ngannou. 3 years ago.
3 years ago. So he hasn't even seen the ring. You know what I mean? So honestly, I think this is a walk in the park for John Jones. But hopefully Stipe could actually give him, a little bit of competition, because the last fight that John Jones had was not good at all. It was he finished it in the first round with like 2 minutes left, 2.5 minutes left. So I hope Stipe could give him a matchup. I do got John Jones though, because he's John Jones, and yeah.
Okay, all right. Now we're gonna go to our second, the co-main event, which is the lightweight. Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's 23-8. Charles Oliveira is 34-10. For me, I'm gonna take. I gotta go Michael Chandler to redeem himself from his last loss to Charles Oliveira. I just think Michael Chandler had him beat, and he got saved by the bell. And Michael Chandler kind of underestimated Oliveira, because the whole thing about Charles was that he kind of, when he's down, he kind of just gives up and he taps out and he quits. And that's what Chandler was hoping in his last fight against him. And then he got knocked out because he wasn't expecting that. That's not going to happen again tomorrow night. So I think Chandler gets the win, and improves to 24-8. And that will drop Charles Oliveira to 34-11. Both are great fighters, great mixed martial artists. But I think Chandler's got this one. I got Michael Chandler. He was supposed to fight Conor McGregor over the summer, but that didn't fucking happen. So I think this is going to be a great fight.
I wanted to see that fight too.
I think Chandler wins in a decision, though. I don't think this is a knockout. If anything, Chandler gets a knockout the last round, because Charles Oliveira he just can't take it anymore and just goes down. But I either got a knockout in the last final round, or I got a decision going to Chandler.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, man.
I saw your
I'm sorry, but the fact that you said
you gave me some shitty ass face, man.
Brother, you said you picking Michael Chandler over Charles Oliveira.
What happened the last time when you tried to bet against?
Right. Okay, and you're right. It went. I mean, we still won.
No. But that wasn't the bet. That wasn't the bet. It was about the points. I told you. You said, nah, Atlanta's not scoring that many points. Them motherfuckers put up almost 31 points.
Right. And you know what? Right. You know what? You was right, but I can't give you this one, man. I'm sorry. I'm taking Charles Oliveira. I mean, simply because of the fact that Michael Chandler, right? He has wrestling in his arsenal. He has the KO power. He is a good fighter. But you can't discredit Charles Oliveira. You trying to tell me that Michael Chandler is going to put him in a submission? Do you not know Charles Oliveira's ground game?
They've already fought before, and Charles Oliveira knocked him out with a right cross that should have never happened, because if that bell would have lasted 2 more seconds, Chandler would have killed him. And that's why I think Chandler's just going to redeem himself. He looks more focused than he's ever had. Charles Oliveira always looks focused, but Michael Chandler looks overly focused, not worrying about outside noise, Conor McGregor, not worrying about everything else. He's worrying about this fight and this fight only, because he knows how dangerous Oliveira is, which I'm not discrediting Oliveira. But at the same time, I think just Chandler has been itching for a fight. He was supposed to have it with McGregor. Everything is just going wrong for him when it comes to these big fights. So I think Chandler hones in on everything, all the emotion, all the power, and he just gives it to Charles Oliveira and he wins.
Yeah, but you also have to understand that Michael Chandler is also coming off of a loss. I mean, the fight was 2 years ago, but he's still coming off a loss against Poirier, and he lost by submission. So then, and then you also have Oliveira as well, who is also, he's a decorated all-round fighter, bro. He literally in the last 5 fights, he's won by submission. Or no, I'm sorry. Let me say that again. Last 5 fights, he won by submission. Two of them was won by submission. And although he is coming back from a loss as well, and
but he got his ass kicked.
To Surikan, I don't want to say his name. I don't know if I said it right, but he lost to him by a split decision. Oliveira's hungry. If he's lost to a split decision, a fighter's gonna come back twice as strong. And I feel like he's gonna not mop the floor with Chandler, because Chandler is a good fighter as well. I'm not discrediting him, and they did have a close match last time, but I don't know, bro. I feel like Oliveira is gonna come back with a little bit of more power, because he did lose to a split decision, and then he's gonna try to take that number 1 spot, because I know he's right now second under the guy he just lost to, and then Chandler's right now in 7th. So I feel like if Chandler does win, he's gonna move up a couple of spots. And Charles Oliveira's definitely gonna go down, maybe 2 or 3 spots. But I don't know. I feel like Oliveira's hungry. They're both hungry fighters, but I just feel like Oliveira, bro, he's gonna probably get Chandler in a submission, or he's gonna knock him out like he did last time. You never know.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that one. All right. Now the next fight we have, we're not gonna go into crazy. I'm just gonna make my picks. We got Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig. I'm actually going Bo Nickel. I like Bo Nickel and his fighting techniques. I got Bo Nickel. Now for the women's flyweight, we have Viviane Araujo versus Carlene Silva. I'm going to take Silva with the win. And then for the catch weight, we have Marcial Ruffy versus James Lotop. I'm going to go with Ruffy with the win. What are your picks?
Well, for the Bo Nickel and Paul Craig fight, I want to lean Bo Nickel. I mean, he's on a 6-0 run. You know what I mean? He's on a roll right now. And then Nickel coming back from the last 5 fights, probably with 4 losses as well. So I'll definitely go with Bo Nickel as well. For the Viviane Araujo fight against Silva, I'll probably lean to Silva as well. I mean, you have the age difference from 30 and 37. I'll lean more towards Silva. I think Silva could come out with this fight on top. And then for the Ruffy versus Lotop fight, it could go either way. I might go with Ruffy here.
Yes, sir. Ruffy.
Only because his last 5 fights he won by knockout. The last 5 fights he won by knockout. And then you got Londonton. Am I saying his name right?
No, London Top. I think.
Oh no, John Top, because he's Hispanic, so I think the double L is John Top.
Oh, John Top. Okay, John Top.
Yeah, last 5 fights, he did win a TKO, he did win with a KO and unanimous decision, but then his last 2 fights he did lose by submission and split decision. So he's on a losing streak right now, while Ruffy's on a nice little streak with knockouts. So I might take Ruffy on this one, bro.
All right. So guys, that's our main card. I took John Jones. Irv took John Jones.
Yep.
We had a spiritual debate about Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira. Chandler. Irv's got Oliveira. We both got Bo Nickel. We both got Silva, and we both got Ruffy. So check that out. It's going to be a great UFC 309 tomorrow night in Madison Square Garden. Definitely check that out. Kickoff is at 10 p.m. Eastern time for the main card.
Good Lord.
Let's go, John Jones.
I mean, I hope Stipe puts up a fight, bro.
I hope so.
He better not be like that other Frenchman that John Jones versus.
I don't want to do that. No. And let's go, Chandler.
Yeah, no, Oliveira's taking that. Oliveira's definitely taking that, bro.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that shit. All right. So now we're moving on to our home stretch here. We're gonna be going into some NBA talk. And let's go. We're gonna have like a good 5-minute segment. So in the next 35, we're gonna transition to our NFL and college football picks, and we should be done by like 40-42. So let's get right into it. Irv, what do you say?
All right, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so Giannis sucks.
No. I thought we were going to talk about the standings. I thought we were going to talk about...
No. We're going right into it. Giannis sucks.
Oh, my God.
No. So if you guys are asking why I'm making a bold statement, Giannis does not suck. This guy's almost averaging 40 to start out the season. He had 59 against the Pistons, and they won by 9 in overtime. Last year, they would have won by 70 in regulation. So Pistons got better, and the Bucks got worse. Now, let me tell you why. Damian Lillard can't play no fucking defense. I love Dame. He is my second favorite player, but he cannot play fucking defense for his life. That's one problem. 2 problem, when they traded away Drew Holiday, they brought in a guy that can't play defense. That's their second problem. Their third problem, Brook Lopez is a no-show. He finally showed up against the Pistons. Thank God. The Pistons. Then Chris Middleton cannot stay freaking healthy. And yeah, everybody else just is trash. So,
okay.
Hold on. All in all, Giannis is trash because in general, how are we going to look at him? He's got 1 championship. He took the Bucks, who haven't won in a long time, which was fantastic. But ever since then, have they made it back to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Okay.
And there's no excuse for the years after his win against Phoenix in the finals because they had their healthy team with Drew Holiday and everything for like 2 or 3 years. Then they said, or 2 years. Then they said, let's flip it. Last year, brought in Dame. That didn't fucking work. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, Giannis can average all these fucking points in the regular season and bring this team to the playoffs and put him on his back, and it's fantastic. But my thing is who's going to get the freaking blame when they get bounced out in the first round? It's Giannis. Why? Because he's the best player on the team, and is still one of the best players in the NBA. He still can't make a jump shot consistently. He can't shoot the 3-pointer consistently. And his only asset, and he can't freaking shoot free throws still. His only asset is to go to the rim and dunk the ball. So if that's the case, and you can't shoot the 3-ball consistently, and you can't shoot the mid-range consistently, granted, he's gotten much better. But to be honest,
I was about to say, you didn't see the game?
He was yes, but like you're against the Pistons, and bro, all those shots were wide open. Tell me no. They were all wide open.
Yeah, because you don't expect Giannis of his caliber to shoot those.
That's a problem. You can't have people sagging off. That's why Russell Westbrook dropped 32 or 29 that one game because everyone was sagging off. Because he's been since he's left Houston, he's been washed. And he hasn't been back to his same thing. You get some spurts and here and there when he was with Washington. Ever since Washington, he has not been the same. He's getting older. His bounce is less and less. He's not Westbrook. He's just getting older, and he needs to just say sayonara to the league. He still has a couple years left, but he's getting older. We have to understand. Giannis is still young. We also have to understand that there's no way in the world that if LeBron was in his position or Curry was in his position, they would get every blame on the planet. You know that. That's why I would say that when LeBron was losing in the finals, when Curry was having those ankle problems and the Warriors were just fucking trash, and when the Warriors lost in 2016, who did they blame? Steph Curry.
When the Warriors lost in 2016 to LeBron?
Yes, when they won the 3-1
comeback. They didn't blame Curry.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. His shooting went out the door. His defense went out the door. They blamed it. They also blamed Draymond. We all know that. But
they blame the okay.
Take out Draymond. Take out Draymond. If Draymond was there, if Draymond's out, right? All right, it is what it is. You would think your best player, Steph Curry, would step up. The guy shrank. In game 6, when they went 40-40, he had a good game. That was like absurd. But when they went back to Cleveland for game 6, dude, dude, it was embarrassing. Game 3 and game 6 in Cleveland was absolutely a shit show for Curry. They got blown out by over 20, both of those games. Game 7, hell of a game. But where was he in the last 2 minutes of the game? That's all I'm saying is, but then he was like, all right, well, Steph Curry. Then there was the thing where, oh, Steph Curry's not clutch. In the thing, oh, he's not this, he's not that, or whatever. Bullshit, because he is. The minds of people are just retarded. I'm only saying that is just understand when you're gonna hear Giannis being blamed for everything. And granted, the Warriors in that year had more pieces to help out Curry than what Giannis has. And they had a much better defensive team. So Giannis is doing everything on the defensive end and the offensive end. And they're still 3-9.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't make the playoffs, who are they going to blame? Doc Rivers and him. But really, is it Doc Rivers' fault? Or is it just the team is just not well equipped enough defensively and offensively to produce with these high-flying talents in the East and the West? That's what I think why I say Giannis sucks. Because Giannis scoring 59 points, it should not take you to overtime and only win by 9 against the Pistons in Milwaukee. Should not. It should not. Especially with the team of Damian Lillard, Brook Lopez, Giannis, and if Chris Middleton was there. There's no way. It's unacceptable. Because if the same help that Curry and LeBron had in those situations, and they did the same thing. You saw in LeBron even with the Cleveland days, even with Miami did, all the criticism, LeBron. Okay, what about somebody else? Did D Wade show up?
Mm-hmm.
Chris Bosh show up? No. Mario Trump. Like there were guys, Ray Allen. Like in some games, like we got to understand, it's not just one player, it's an entire team. So when I say Giannis sucks, it's the entire team because he's scoring 59. Where's all the other guys' points at? Where can other guys get hot? Like, you know what I mean? Like he only had 5 assists in that game. Where could other guys get hot? So you can take the load and you can start playing defense and other guys can start thinking. But that wasn't working. So he needed to drop 60 to win a game against the Pistons in Milwaukee. That's why I'm saying Giannis sucks. That's it. That's my entire argument. Only reason why it took 6 minutes is because there's a lot in it to understand, to let you know, Irv, and everybody out that's watching, going to be watching the show. That's why I'm saying Giannis sucks because he's the best player, and he's one of the best players in the league. And we have to everybody out here holds the best players to these standards. So we held LeBron to it. We held Curry to it. We held Jordan to it. We held Magic to it. We held Shaq to it. We held Kobe to it. Then Giannis is not the best. Is not in that category of great players. If we can't hold him to those same standards, we hold Anthony Edwards to that, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to that, Jokic to that, Jamal Murray to that. The list goes on. Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard too is on this thing. So like, we hold these standards to these guys. Even Draymond, we hold these standards to great players who have done fantastic shit for the game. Giannis has changed the game. And understand that we can still play big man basketball. He's one of those guys. We can still play big man basketball, but still be able to stretch out and play nowadays basketball. So that's all I'm saying. I think the only reason why Giannis sucks is because his team is bad. And he's the best player on that team. And he's taking away shots from other players because he wants to score all the points. But is that really helping? Not really. That's it. Your floor is yours.
Did you know that Damian Lillard did not play the last 2 games because of injury?
Yes, he had a concussion.
So,
no.
That being said,
with that being
hold
said,
on. With that being said, you're already missing your other main scorer. Okay, because Damian Lillard, he is a 20, maybe 23 points per game type of player. He did it. He took on the role when he was in the Trailblazers where he was almost a 30-point scorer. He was a 30-point scorer at one point as well. And then he made his transition here. And the reason why was because the Bucks felt like they needed more offense. You have Chris Middleton, who is on and off with his injury. On and off. And then you also have Bobby Portis, who's on the come of it, becoming more of a defensive presence. And and also point machine. But he was also injured as well. If you're saying that Giannis sucks, you can't say Giannis sucks if he's averaging 33 points per game. You can't say Giannis sucks if he's averaging 33 points per game. What you can say is that the team sucks. Yes, you can. You can say the team sucks. You can say that, and you can say Giannis is doing everything. People can't hold Giannis accountable because they're already seeing, okay, I see that he's averaging 33. I see that he's leading the league in averaging points. We could see the struggle that and you want to know what they're saying? They're not saying that Giannis is not clutch. They're not saying that Giannis is not performing well. What they're saying is that Giannis is going to leave. He's going to leave and get traded away or leave in free agency. That's what they're saying. They're saying that Giannis is going to leave in free agency because you want to know what they're saying?
Going to Golden State.
Warriors. They're saying the Warriors are top contenders because they have the package to trade for Giannis.
He's going there.
So for you to say that Giannis sucks, I'm sorry, but you can't put that statistic there because let me remind you. Hold up, let me remind you. He's top 5 in rebounding. He's number 1 in points per game. Okay, and he's just Giannis, bro. He's a scoring machine when he needs to score. He literally had 60 points, almost 60 points yesterday because, bro, it's the Pistons. Like you said, no one could guard him. But at the same time, the Pistons aren't scrubs either, bro. The Pistons are not scrubs at all. And you want to know why? Because they have Cade Cunningham, who, by the way, dropped 35 and 11 assists yesterday. Then they also have Beasley, who is also a scorer as well. He is a great three-point shooter, and he's a great defender as well. And then you also have Cesar, I think his name is, who is also really a good guard for them. And they also have Tobias Harris, by the way, who he is a scrub, but you have a veteran there who understands the game and understands his role. So the Pistons, although they're the Pistons, bro, that's why they're like, oh, you know what I mean? Giannis should have blew him out. The Bucks should have blew him out. Bro, the Bucks didn't even have any of their star players. They had Giannis and Brook Lopez. You want to know who they had? They had Wright, Dylan Wright, who was actually a guard for the Pistons, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. They have one of the people that they picked up, AJ Green, who, by the way, only shoots threes because he has 53 shots. I believe I saw this on Instagram that he has 53 shots, field goals, and he has 52 3-point attempts. That means that he only shoots threes. And he walked out of there with 3 points. 3 points. No Bobby Portis, no Damian Lillard, who both of them could score. Okay, who they both score. And then they picked up, which I didn't even know this. They picked up Gary Trent Jr. from Toronto, which I think could be a great pickup if Doc Rivers could get his shit together.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that.
That one on the radar.
So you have to blame, at the end of the day, the coaching staff. Why? Because we have seen teams who are bad. We have seen teams who were not good at all, who all of a sudden came from a come up, and because of the coach, because of management, they have become a better team. And we have seen that many times in sports history. One team that I could probably say, and it's more like soccer. I think it was more like soccer, where they get a manager, they get a coach. The team went from being bad to all of a sudden winning their league. So you could say it's the coach's fault. Maybe the coach, or you could blame injuries as well. But you just can't directly blame Giannis for necessarily being bad because of his team. You can't say that because injuries play a factor, management plays a factor, and Giannis is right now performing to say, listen, I'm in free agency next season. I'm putting pressure on you guys to continue to build a team around me, the same team that we won a championship with. Why did the Bucks go with Dame instead of Drew Holiday? Drew Holiday, one of the best defenders, if not the best guard defender in the NBA, without a doubt. But then you're also switching the best defender for one of the best guards. I think actually no, at the time when he was in Portland, I think he was third behind Curry and Harden. Behind Curry and Harden when he was in the Trailblazers, he was the best guard in the NBA. So you're switching out a 30 points per game guard for one of the best defenders. And why did they do that? Because they want scoring. They wanted the scoring. They wanted to lay off the load so Giannis could play defense and grab rebounds and score, while Damian Lillard, all he has to do is just shoot the three and pass the ball because he's a point guard who averages 7 assists, 8 assists. So that's why they brought him, because Drew Holiday, although he's a point guard, not necessarily the playmaking type. So in my opinion, that's why they made the move. And although Dame is probably not performing as they expected, you have to understand it's a readjustment. It maybe he was there for what, a season already? Yeah. He was already there for a season. It's still the readjustment. You still have to get used to the fact that, listen, you might be the second scorer of your squad. He's been so used to being the number one scorer. He used to be coming off the screens, shot, creating separation, dribble, shot, bow. But now he sees that he has a monster on his squad. And okay, I'm a point guard. I'm gonna just toss it up to him. Oh, I'm one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. I'm gonna take my shots. And then yeah, so you can't really blame Giannis in particular and say that he sucks, because Giannis is showing that he doesn't suck. He's showing that he's actually performing well. I get it if he had probably 3 or 4 games straight where he did not pass 20 points, or when he just had 20 points and did not contribute anything on the defensive end, that's different. But he's been performing. He's been averaging 33 points. So I don't know. That's right. Where I stand with that.
All right, that's a good take, and it's disagreement again. But we also have to understand that was the same thing when it comes to the Denver Nuggets. When in the beginning of the season, Jokic was just there, Jamal Murray was hurt, Michael Porter Jr. was out, Aaron Gordon was out. He was still winning games.
Right.
And what do they got? They got no more Caldwell Pope. They got bench guys. They had to revamp their entire roster. All 3 of those guys were out. Aaron Gordon is still out. Jamal Murray's back now. But in the first 5-6 games of the season, they had no Jamal Murray, and they had Michael Porter Jr. miss a couple games, and they had Aaron Gordon now is out for the next month. So I get it. But we were already talking about 4 games into the season with Denver. Oh, Denver's lost it. Jokic can't carry them anymore. Jokic is not that guy. He can't carry them by himself. Well, he did. He showed them that he did. I'm not saying Giannis sucks, but the same criticism that we give other guys should be given to him. It doesn't, because we blame everybody else but Giannis, because Giannis is monstrous, right? He'll drop 30, 15, and 5, right? Oh, my God, great game. Did you win or did you lose? That's the difference. For me, it's about wins and losses. Not for me, for the world. For some reason, it's about championships and it's about wins and losses. He's got 1 championship to his resume. We already puts him into the upper echelon of players with 1 championship. But ever since then,
I mean, but you can't really compare the Denver Nuggets because of the players that they have. If you're comparing the Denver Nuggets,
I'm talking about injuries. So now look.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if we're talking about injuries, right? They missed Jamal Murray. Okay, right. But Michael Porter Jr. wasn't out as well. And if so, you still have Nikola Jokic, who is predominantly probably going to be another MVP this season.
Okay, so but it's just
and then you also have the rotational players.
Yes, he is.
Denver's bench is 10 times better than the Bucks bench, and you can't compare the two. Then you can't compare injuries.
I'm comparing 2 big man stars in a similar situation Similar, not the same. Similar situation. Yes, Denver's thing is better. Their coach way better. Whatever. But side the fact, if you put Jokic in the same position where Giannis is it the same scenario?
Is it the same scenario if Giannis and Jokic switch? It's going to be the same scenario.
Okay. So then if that's the case, if you think it's the same scenario, then okay, then you're right. The team just sucks. But for me, Jokic is supposed to be this guy that no matter what team he's on, he's going to be able to do what he's supposed to do, and he's supposed to win games.
And it's likewise for Giannis.
The prolific passer he is.
But it's likewise for Giannis too. Okay. Giannis has the same thing.
Okay, so then if that's the case, then we're okay. Then we're cool. Then it's just Giannis it has no help. But my thing is that we have to understand that the same criticism that we give to every other big superstar,
right,
we have to give to Giannis because his team is not performing as well as they should be with, granted, injuries. Cool, but aren't injuries part of the game?
They are part of the game, so that's why it's up to management. It's up to management to surround him, because with Denver's management, yes, they have injuries, but they have guys that could fill in the roles that, for example, Jamal Murray could fill. That's why they brought in. That's why they brought in Russell Westbrook, because if Jamal Murray goes down, you have a veteran point guard who could do the same amount of playmaking that they're supposed to do.
We're just not agreeing with the Giannis and Jokic shit. All I'm saying is that Jokic and Giannis are MVPs. They're championship and their finals MVPs. So if that's the case, what I'm just saying is that we put this pedestal. I'm trying to build Giannis up. I'm trying to help Giannis, which is saying basically that if he was on Denver, he would be better than Jokic.
He would be better than Jokic if he was in Denver.
In his situation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because Denver has the backup
Denver has everybody. So on top of that, Giannis is a force to be reckoned with, and he's much more dominant than Jokic is, but Jokic has every package. He has the shooting, he has the fadeaway, he has the passing, he has the rebounding, he has the assist. Like, he has everything. Giannis has passing, rebounding, scoring at the rim. That's it. So I'm just trying to say, if Giannis wants to be put into the pedestal that he's this and he's with Jokic, to be honest, he's not close to Jokic, and he's not close to Jokic. No one's close to Jokic. I think the only person, I don't think he's even close to Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis, other than health, when he's healthy, he's bitched Giannis every time because he's got every other stat. He's got every other thing. And Giannis doesn't have that. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, Giannis, right now, his team sucks. He doesn't suck. But overall, he's not this greatest player ever, because he can't shoot the free throw right. And how many times have we killed LeBron for that? Can't shoot free throws.
Okay, but you're pointing out him not shooting the ball well or anything. He doesn't need to. If he's averaging 33 points for meeting people at the rim,
it hasn't worked. He hasn't won a championship.
It has. What do you mean it hasn't worked?
No. But he hasn't made it back to the Eastern Conference Finals. He hasn't won a championship since the Suns thing. So it hasn't worked in his favor in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. It hasn't worked in his favor in the playoffs. Regular season, he's great. The Bucks are but in the playoffs, tell me I'm wrong, because I can pull up the statistics to show you it's not good in the playoffs. They haven't won anything since that run. And to be honest, they really haven't been like, other than the one where they beat the Nets, where the Nets should have beat them if it wasn't for Kevin Durant's foot. If you look at that, it just hasn't been the same. Like last year, these great expectations. Granted, Damian Lillard's first season, blah, 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 adjustment, whatever. Second season now. Bro, he's a veteran. We understand. Still an adjustment, second year. But Giannis, dude, you got, and this maybe has something, like you said, he's showing out because he wants to get a contract. He's pushing them to move, whatever.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's like, he's got to go somewhere else. He's gonna rot in Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's gonna move somewhere else if he doesn't see that management is really.
I think
if management does not step up,
they're not.
But that's why he's putting on the pressure.
So, and I'm cool with that. Like I said, I'm agreeing with you. Giannis is playing phenomenal. But I'm saying is that for him to get to the next level and for him to win multiple more championships in his prime, he either's got to make a strong decision and move somewhere else, or one, he's just gotta so my thing when I coach, right? I always tell my best players or my players when they have lesser players than what we have, you gotta trust in your teammates. Yes, granted, he doesn't have the best teammates because all his teammates are injured and the teammates that they're putting out there are bench guys, but you have to trust in your teammates. You think that him scoring 60 points every game is going to work? He's just going to get gassed out and get hurt. So that's all I'm trying to say is that he's doing so much, but it's actually hurting what his accomplishments want to be, which is winning a championship.
Right.
And winning multiple championships. That's all I'm saying. Why I say Giannis sucks. He doesn't suck, but his mannerism about going about things and about making team players better and about getting to where he wants to get to sucks because he's worried about all his shit and worried about scoring and this, that, and the other thing. How about transition and help your dad? You might not win the games, but at least in the long run, you get your bench guys to get a respect, to get a trust that they know that you're going to give them an opportunity to make that shot that they need. He's not going to do that. I wouldn't do that if I was in his position because that's Giannis. He can drop 60 a night and it doesn't look like he's doing, but he can drop 60 a night now. Yeah. What happens when he gets older? He's not going to be able to do that. So all I'm saying is that look out for just understanding why I'm saying he sucks. He doesn't suck because of the team. He sucks internally of just understanding that, yes, he needs to do everything now. But at the same time, dude, it's like, bro, yes, the Pistons are not ass. But
no, they're ass, but they just have
realistically
players that can score.
Are the Bucks supposed to win that game? No matter if you have Giannis, Brook Lopez, and a full roster of a team without Dame and Chris Middleton.
If you have Giannis, who can easily dominate that team, which you would expect the Bucks to win, but if you have your main scorer out, and you have your off the bench, and you have Bobby Portis,
I'm not talking
your off the bench scorer. I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you have them out and you just have Giannis, yeah, you would assume that they would win that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all I'm saying. I think we were agreeing, but disagreeing, but actually agreeing at similar shit. All I'm trying to do, if we put certain stars in Giannis' situation, they're going to get more hate. You put LeBron in his position and they're not winning. You see how they are with the Lakers?
LeBron has to perform. He has to perform at the level of Giannis.
He is. This man's 39, about to be 40. He's averaging 25.
No, what I'm saying, if you put him in Giannis's position, where he's dropping.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What are you saying? I'm talking about winning games. Yeah, he won against the Pistons. Okay, cool. But they're still 3-9. That's all I'm saying is if you put LeBron or these big-time stars in Giannis's position, he's dropping 60 a night, 50 a night, 40 a night. He's averaging 33 a night. But they're still losing or they're winning here, they're winning there.
They're not going to look like LeBron. They're going to look at the team around him and management.
That's not right, bro. Because the scrutiny that LeBron.
It's different. Okay. You want to know? And I just thought about this now. You want to know who did they blame during that Nets series? Remember, it was the Bucks versus the Nets in Brooklyn. When you just mentioned it. Remember that KD stepped on the line. Did you know that in overtime KD did not score at all?
Yeah. KD did not
score. But he still had, how many points did he have that night?
Oh, he had in like the 50s.
Let me see.
I think, or the high 40s. No, but yeah, and they blamed him though. Dude, the scrutiny that Kevin Durant gets for not scoring a point in overtime in that series, in that game, is ridiculous.
Okay, so KD had 48 points. He had 48 points that round. But because he didn't score in overtime,
He's not clutch. That's what
zero and
everybody said.
all, that's what everybody says. But that shows that in clutch situations, KD froze. KD froze in that clutch.
But
People discredit because so then it goes back to listen, okay, yeah, Giannis is a star. But is he scoring? Is he scoring as much as he's supposed to? Yes, he is. He's still averaging 30 something points.
we're talking about regular season. I'm talking about
Yeah,
overall playoff.
in regular season. And if you put LeBron in his position, let's say LeBron is in the Bucks right now in his position, and LeBron has to perform on the top of his games for
Yeah,
people to
yeah,
be
but
like,
he's
it's
scored.
not
But
LeBron's fault.
no, no,
It's
no.
not LeBron's fault. It's the
I
team's
meant
fault.
no, no, no. But I meant put no. But they would still. Stephen A. would get on him. Oh my God, dude, the scrutiny that LeBron would get if he was on the Bucks, even at his age of 39, they would just blame Father Time and they will say he have to retire. That's what they would say. We all know that. But I'm saying when he in his younger self, when he folded against the Mavericks, they blamed the shit out of him. Right?
Right.
Do you agree that it was just him?
Wait, I'm sorry. Say
In
that
that
one more
Mavericks
time.
series where they were supposed to win that series and then he folded. Do you agree that it was just him?
That LeBron folded in the Mavs series.
Yeah, again with Dirk back in Miami.
Oh, I
The
think
ultimate class.
LeBron. All right, I think LeBron was held accountable, but as he was just as accountable as D Wade and Chris Bosh.
But did Colin, did Stephen A, did Max, did fucking anybody say a word about anybody else, or was it mostly about LeBron?
I mean, because if you're gonna
to this day, Stephen A brings that shit up every fucking time. Which, to be honest, it's not wrong. But is it a team sport, or are we playing fucking tennis out here in golf? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I want us to understand it's a team sport. So if your team sucks, you might be performing really well, but what matters the most is what's your team's record at the end of the regular season and at the end of the playoffs. Where are you at, and are you hosting up that trophy? And if you're not, then what happened? You're either your team fucked up, you for not clutch, or you didn't perform. And Giannis is performing, the team sucks, but ultimately, is he on the team?
Yeah, he is on the
So
team, but
what
my argument is that
but
you
I
just
understand
can't
your
say that
argument,
you
and it's
can't.
correct. It's perfectly correct. But my thing is he's part of the team. So if the team is saying, if they're saying the team sucks, that includes him, because he is
They
not.
couldn't. No,
But
no, bro.
yes,
Bro, you can't say that because Giannis is performing like an MVP caliber
but you
player.
don't understand where I'm coming from, though. You don't
Oh,
understand.
I understand that you could say the team sucks. Yes, you could say the team
And
sucks
he's
because they're
part of the
3-9 and they're not a defensive team like how they used to when back in that
exactly. So he can
2021-22
score
season.
60 all he wants, but they're not going to remember his 60 unless he wins the game. So, Irv, in pick up basketball, because we're at an hour on 3, so we might have to skip. We might have to skip the
That's
pick.
fine. That's fine.
But if we were playing pickup basketball, right, and I was passing you the ball and you were killing it, you scored 15 straight points, but the other team scored 15, and we lose the game. Are they going to remember you scoring 15, or are they going to remember us getting?
I think for sure. I think they would. It depend. I think they would remember one individual scoring all the points. I
Would
think
they
so. Yeah.
care enough to be like, all right, well, Irv scored all the points.
They could care. They could care enough to be. They could care enough to be like, well, Irv scored all 15 points.
True.
But but nobody on the team did, and nobody on the team was playing enough good defense to stop the other team who also scored 15 straight points. So I think they would remember Irv scoring 15 by himself with 3 other people a part of his team. But then they're also going to be like, Irv didn't have any help because he was the only one scoring while the other team scored 15 straight. So I think they'll remember. I think they'll remember that. Yeah.
Okay, I personally disagree because I have men's league games, dude, and I no shape again as Joe, whatever. I dropped 28. I was on pace for 40, and we lost the game. And all the people that were on the other side that were my friends and that I versed, and the people that were all they kept saying, we don't care that you scored 28. You lost. That's all that matters nowadays. But I understand what you're saying, bro. 59 points, averaging 33 points a game. Bro, it's absurd. Giannis is playing great. But what are they going to care about? They're not going to care about that. He might get an MVP. He might. He's on pace. Him and Jokic are right there. He's on pace for that. But, yeah, they'll remember the MVP. But really, what matters the most? What has haunted Charles Barkley to this day?
Yeah, you tell me.
He hasn't won a championship in his entire career, and he's had plenty of chances where he's performed and his team hasn't, but they kill him because of the fact that he was on the team and he was one of the best players on the team. That's all I'm saying. It counts in the playoffs. Regular season is regular season. That's the same thing with the Giants, the Cowboys. What the fuck? We went 12-5 in the last 3 years, Dallas, and what have we done in the fucking playoffs? Absolutely fucking nothing. We haven't done nothing since 1995. They're not going to remember us going toe-to-toe with Green Bay in 2014. They remember Dez Bryant not catching the ball because why? We lost the goddamn game. If he didn't catch the ball and we would have won that game, they would have never said a goddamn fucking thing about that catch. You know that. So all I'm trying to say is Giannis is great and everything is going great for him, but the Bucks are fucking trash. So what's happening is that, yes, he's going to drop 60 a couple nights. He's going to drop whatever without Dame and without Chris and Brook Lopez and his shitty old ass. Get it. But the point of the matter is if he doesn't make the playoffs and he gets bounced in the first or second round and he don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals or the finals or get another win in his career, they're only going to remember that. They're not going to remember him putting up 60 points a game 33 points a game one season. They're not going to remember that. It's going to be in the record books. We're going to look back and be like, yeah, Giannis this year was great. But then
what they're going to remember is that Giannis leading his team to the playoffs. Giannis leading his team to the playoffs. And when the playoffs happen, that's a different story. That's a different type of performance. That regular season shit, that doesn't matter ananymore. That doesn't apply to the playoffs because the playoffs is a whole different atmosphere. So if Giannis could still perform 33, 35 points a game in all the games, in all of the playoff games, but they still lose, they're going to see that Giannis is putting in the work, but the team isn't. The management isn't. And that's when he
will get traded to the Warriors.
Exactly. Exactly. So and it will line up perfectly.
We're agreeing, but we're just not understand. I understand your side. I don't think you understand my side, but you think
I just think that you're saying that you get it, that Giannis is performing, dropping 60, then dropping, averaging 33. I understand that part, but I also understand that you're saying that nobody's going to remember it come playoff time because he's not going to make it to the finals, the semifinals,
that's what
Eastern Conference Finals.
Scrutinizes everybody else.
Right, and I see that point. But from what I'm saying is that they're going to remember Giannis averaging 35. If he does that, if he transforms that into the playoffs, if he could do that in the playoffs, they're going to remember that. What they're going to remember is Giannis having no help. That's what they're going to remember. And they're going to remember how Milwaukee completely messed up Giannis and almost to the point where they pushed him away to him getting traded away or getting signed during free agency to another team. Why? Because Milwaukee couldn't put the correct pieces around Giannis and because of injuries. Those are the only two.
So one more example. When Cleveland East LeBron was great, but in 2018, you know that team. That team was ass. The team was trash. There was nobody on that fucking team. Kevin Love wasn't the same Kevin Love. That team was trash. He took that team all the way to the finals. He beat a Raptors team that was number 1 in the entire East. And actually, everyone was saying that the Raptors were going to beat Cleveland. He took down Boston, who everyone said Boston was going to kill him. They took down Indiana down 3-2 going back to Indiana, and they won. So what I'm saying is that, yes, Giannis doesn't have no help, but it's not the first time that somebody at that caliber has had no help. Now, obviously, we're talking about LeBron, but still. Literally. And LeBron has a 3-point shot. LeBron has a mid-range. He has a lot more stuff than Giannis does. But
you're comparing like the best player in NBA history to the best player in the NBA right now.
Well, we do that. We have comparisons like that. Dude, a couple years ago, everyone was saying Giannis was better than LeBron. And we all know that wasn't the case. All I'm saying is that we're also understanding that Giannis actually has a better team, even with injuries, than LeBron had.
No.
So you're telling Brook Lopez?
No.
You're telling
Brook Lopez is not. Brook Lopez is not better. It was not better than Kevin Love. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you that one. I'm not giving you that one. I'm sorry.
All right.
Who else? Oh, you got Giannis. You got and you said injured, right? You said injuries, right?
No, injuries.
No. You said that the Bucks.
Oh, I meant no injuries. My bad.
No injuries. Okay.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking because you said injuries. That's a different story.
No. That's not even close. No. That's not even close. That's my bad. But I'm just saying, with no injuries, you look at both teams. If fully healthy, when Dame gets healthy.
Okay. Pull up the Bucks roster right now. Just pull up the Bucks
roster for the Bucks. We got it.
I have. Oh yeah. This will be the last thing. I have right here. I have the 2017-2018 Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay, I have right here the Bucks. I'll share my screen so people can see what the hell we're talking about. Okay, you see it? So we have Giannis, Dame, Chris Middleton. Dame and Chris is hurt. Brook Lopez, Taurean Prince, Gary Trent Jr., Bobby Portis, AJ Johnson, Ryan Rollins, Delon Wright.
The rest are nobodies. The rest are nobodies. Okay, we could probably say Pat Connaughton because he was in the dunk contest. But if he was not in the dunk contest, ain't nobody about to know him. So literally, you only gotta focus on the first.
Pat Connaughton was a big part of the reason why it was one of the big parts in a couple of those games against Phoenix in their championship run. Remember, he was there. He had some big time shots.
I know he was there.
He's not a nobody.
I wouldn't put him up. I wouldn't put him up.
He's not a nobody.
Okay, but I wouldn't put him as somebody that's gonna raise a threat to. Hey, let me read this list. A threat to Jordan Clarkson.
We're talking about Jordan Clarkson in Cleveland.
Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder
is not. No.
In Cleveland.
Jay Crowder wasn't with us in that. No. See, you're doing the overall roster.
This is the roster.
No, but Jay Crowder wasn't there in the playoffs. He got traded mid-season.
So when did when did the Cavs win the championship?
No, that was 2016. It was Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love.
You're talking. No. My fault. You're talking about the 2018-19 season.
Yeah, when the Warriors, the Warriors swept us, swept LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
And when LeBron dropped 51 in game 1 and J.R. Smith made that dumbass play, remember? You fucking idiot.
That was so crazy. Okay, wait.
Dude, I gotta download this. I gotta get to work by 6. Fuck.
Right.
Yeah, sorry guys. We'll do the picks. I'll do my picks tomorrow morning on TikTok.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to check it out, it's the Fire Sports Pod _2.0. We'll have Follow it, definitely drop the follow. Yeah. So what's the deal? Because we're talking about that thing, bro. They had nobody. Don't even give me J.R. Smith because that fucker had no brains. No.
I'm trying to pull up their thing right now. I couldn't find them.
Exactly. You couldn't find it because it's trash.
Wait, 18-19 season? No, it was 17-18. It was 17-18, not 18-19.
No. Oh,
It
yeah,
was
18,
it was a 17 and
19 was
18
you guys.
season.
17-18. Yeah, 17-18.
Okay,
18-19 was when you guys lost to Toronto.
Yeah, 18-19 is when we lost to Toronto. All right. Okay, yeah, you have Giannis, you have LeBron, you have Kevin Love, you have George Hill.
Who the fuck is he? He's the one that missed the free throw in game 1, man, and made J.R. Smith make that fuck up. That fucker's ass.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
But I could admit LeBron.
Thank you, motherfucker! I told you, thank you.
But even then, bro, even then.
Oh, come on, man! Even then, my ass. God,
yeah, I'm trying to find the fucking.
Yo, chat. Oh my god, guys. He's trying to find a monster thing to try to prove what I said wrong. And he brings up Cleveland's roster.
Well, okay.
Face in the corner of the screen laughing.
No, because I'm trying to see right now because you're right. LeBron didn't have any help because the brother averaged 34 points during the. Literally, the guy that went second to him was Kevin Love with 15. Everyone else did not score above double digits or average above double digits. But what was the argument? So then the argument was what? That this Bucks roster was better than the Cavs roster?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
I mean, I would take Taurean Prince, Brook Lopez, Gary Trent Jr., and Pat Covington over George Hill, J.R. Smith, Kevin Love, and freaking
No. That you're passing it, bro.
So you're telling me Brook Lopez. I mean, my bad. I'll take Kevin Love over Brook Lopez, but I'll take Taurean Prince over J.R. Smith.
No.
What?
No.
No.
As dumb as J.R. Smith was during those finals, he was still one of the best two-way players in the NBA at the time. A decorated three-point shooter, and he was one of the most athletic guys in the NBA at the time.
I'm also talking about brains,
bro.
Taurean Prince.
Although he didn't have the brain at the time, bro, he's still a scorer.
No, I got you with that. But I'm saying overall, it would tell me no. Gary Trent Jr., Bobby Portis, Pat Covington, Taurean Prince, LeBron James, Brook Lopez. Over what LeBron
over
had.
J.R. Smith, George Hill, Jeff Green, Kyle Korver, Tristan Thompson.
Whoa, but you didn't add Kyle Korver, Jeff Green. We're just talking about that core.
Well, you just named like 5-6 players. I'm naming the other 5-6 players of the roster.
I told you 5 players, including LeBron.
I'm telling you 5 players too. There's J.R. Smith, there's Kevin Love, there's George Hill, Jeff Green, Kyle Korver. That's 5 different players. So then let's already take out Kevin Love because you already said no. Who's the other player?
No. I'll take Kevin Love.
Yeah, okay. I'm
taking out Brook Lopez.
Okay, so who's your other 4 players?
It's Pat Covington.
So Pat Covington over J.R. Smith?
Who's the other
George Hill?
George Hill. I'll take Pat Covington over George Hill.
I would not do that.
He's bigger. He's stronger. He's much better.
George Hill was on a modern day Drew Holiday type of defense.
Yeah,
and
but
he could shoot the three.
And
he could shoot the 3.
First off, I watched the Cleveland the entire year. George Hill was not that lockdown defender that in Indiana. Oh, hell yeah, he was. In fucking Cleveland, no. He was not that. I tell you, I swear on my mother's life, I have watched every game in Cleveland that year. He was not that guy. Pat Covington, when he was with Giannis on that run with the thing, he was that defensive guy with Drew Holiday. That's why they did that. That core group was so great because Pat Covington played really good defense. He was a high flyer. He could shoot the 3. Drew Holiday was that guy as well. On top of that, they had a big that could shoot from lights out. Chris Middleton, Giannis. That's why that core 5 worked really well. I'm telling you, I would take Pat Covington over George Hill. I would take Kevin Love over Brook Lopez because I think Kevin Love is a much better player overall. He moves faster. He's a much better player. And on top of that, Gary Trent Jr., don't sleep on him. He's not bad. Bobby Portis. I'll take Bobby Portis over Jeff Green. Okay. Sorry, more size. He's understandable, much better. And at the same time, I think he's got a better jump shot. I like Bobby Portis. And his post game is unbelievable. And he's also that physical fuck that's going to punch you in the face. So I really like that. That's on my team. I love physicality. I love grit. So Bobby Portis, Pat Covington over George Hill and
Kyle Korver.
No. Bob, I said, Jeff Green and George Hill off. I would take Kyle Korver all day over Gary Trent Jr. if we're talking about shooting. But if we're talking about overall player, Kyle Korver was not a driver. He was not a dunker. He was not a scorer.
That wasn't his role. That's why.
Exactly. Gary Trent Jr. would have been both.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many times I wish Kyle Korver in that year would just drive to the basket because he had the lanes, but he would just shoot the threes. He would sidestep, turn back. So I would overall take Gary Trent Jr. But any day of the week I need a shot made, I'm taking Kyle Korver. But overall, I'll take Gary Trent Jr. The only thing that you got is Kevin Love over Brook Lopez. Everybody else, I just explained why I would take them over.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, that's respectable.
Okay, so this took so long, and we finally, at hour and 20, we finally figured out that it actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
All right, so we can all agree that we're both saying the same thing, but we're just saying two different things. You're saying that you think Giannis deserves more credit and understanding that, okay, he has nobody, the coaching staff sucks, and he's just playing out of his mind. Understand it. I'm saying that, yes, he's doing that, but in the same case, he's the star of the team. He gets the most blame, and that's what we do with every other star in the NBA since the NBA was created. Yeah. Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell. Bill Russell dogged his ass. Will Chamberlain has the most points ever in a game. Do we really, all we talk about, when we bring up Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain in the conversation, we tell Bill Russell, fucked him over. Killed him every time. He had 11 championships, and Will Chamberlain has 2. So that's what I'm saying is you do these comparisons, you're going to compare Giannis to Shaq, Giannis to Anthony Davis, Giannis to Joel. Giannis over Joel all day. Giannis is healthier. Giannis is better. I love Giannis's grit. He doesn't give up on plays. He is always out for his all.
Both healthy, I'm picking Joel Embiid.
Huh?
If Joel Embiid was healthy, I'm picking Joel Embiid.
Yeah, but that's the difference. That's the problem. The best
available. Oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
No,
Joel Embiid was healthy, with no injuries, I'm taking Joel Embiid.
Yes, because you have other shit that Joel Embiid is much better at than Giannis. But overall, this is what we care. Is he available? No. The best availability, the best ability is availability. And if you're not available, then you suck.
Right.
But he doesn't suck. But he sucks because he's never on the fucking floor. And his team sucks because he's never on the floor. Now, if Giannis was like that, then we would have a totally different conversation. But Giannis is not like that. His team sucks. But because he's on the team and he's the best player, and all the addicts are going to go at him and saying, hey, you're the best player. Why isn't your team performing? Oh, I got this, that, and the other thing. They're going to ask, you're the best player, right? Why aren't you getting your team better and getting them to the right place? Sometimes you just can't do it as a player because it's just not out of your control. But I haven't seen that it's out of his control. Out of his control, I don't think. I think he has control over it. He just decides whether he wants to do it or not.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the ultimate reason why if the Bucks make it far, if they turn the season around, or they have a shit show of a season. And if the shit show of a season happens, you know who's going to be blamed. Both Damian Lillard, Giannis, and Doc Rivers. The 3 most important players. But who's the most important player? Anybody on that team, no matter the coach or nothing. It's Giannis.
Giannis, yeah.
He's the one that delivered the championship single-handedly, literally, in that last game of the finals against Phoenix. It was ridiculous. So that's all I'm saying. And I think it shouldn't have took us 40 minutes to decide this, but hey, it's all good. We had a great show. But we definitely got to hit it off because it's 5:03. I got to get to Paramus by 6. So other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for my show here on Season 5, Episode 29. Irv, you could stay after I end the show so we could talk a little bit before we go. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the hour and 23 minutes of this podcast. It's going to take me 50 years to download this shit, so let's hope that this doesn't take that long. But we're powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. Again, guys, I'm Zach Jackson, host of the Fire Sports Pod. This is my guest host, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks will be my co-host here on the Fire Sports Pod, Irv. Appreciate you coming on, my brother, and I'll catch you hopefully next week. We can get a show on. All right,
sir. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, anytime. All right, guys, we are out. Have a great rest of the weekend. Let's go Tyson, and let's go John Jones, and let's hope the Cowboys on Monday night can get a win. Probably not going to happen. But let's go Lakers, and let's go Warriors for Irv, man. I love the Warriors. They're having a great year. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Have a great rest of your weekend, and enjoy UFC 309 and the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, which you can find Netflix starting in about 2 hours and 55 minutes on the dot. Peace out, guys.